Hello and welcome back to episode 5 of the Golf Ireland pod. I am Stephen Murphy, your host. I'm delighted to be here with you to recap another amazing week of golf action in Ireland. I hope you all had a fantastic bank holiday weekend. The sun has stuck around for yet another week. I hope you're all enjoying it and not giving out about it like I know some people are. You got to enjoy the sun when it's here, so I hope you all were out sunning yourself, and as always I hope you had plenty of golf. But yes, we have some more action to recap. We also have a great guest this week. I'll be talking to Max Kennedy shortly, and then we'll also be looking ahead to this week's tournament later on in the episode. But first, as always, we will recap the action, and we have some fantastic action to recap. We'll start with the East of Ireland. Another fantastic week in Baltray over the bank holiday weekend, and Alex Maguire has defended his title and won the East of Ireland at Baltray, and he did it the hard way. Yet another playoff to the side championship. We've had a few this season already, playoffs, and we had another one this weekend at Baltray. Alex Maguire was in a 3-way playoff alongside Keelan Rafferty and Sam Murphy, and they all got off onto a 3-hole playoff. So they all parred the first hole. On to the second, then both Rafferty and Maguire birdied to open up a one-shot lead on Sam Murphy. And on a third hole, Alex Maguire hit a stunner to 3 feet and made birdie to win by one, should I say, over Keelan Rafferty, which was a fantastic win. He's the first player to go back-to-back at the East since Raymond Burns back in 1993, which was the year I was born, which is unfortunately a long, long time ago. But an absolutely incredible achievement from Alex. He had some quotes afterwards saying he's just glad it's all over. It's a relief. Last year was more fun and enjoyment because of how I did it, but this is more relief being contention from day one. He also said during lunch he was looking up at the winners and trying to see who won it back to back, and all of a sudden he was like, no, get back into the zone. So it just shows even the elite level of amateurs in this game still get ahead of themselves, but Alex had the wherewithal to pull himself back into that zone and get back into the right mental space. He also said he was caught up at winning, and even through 4 holes today all he could think about was winning. It was an absolute mental battle out there, so incredible mental strength shown by Alex to keep himself on the right track and to pull out that win. Hold some big putts on 17 and 18 to get into that playoff. So amazing win from Alex, so congratulations to him. Also shout out to Keelan Rafferty and Sam Murphy. Keelan was our guest last week. I know his interview went down a storm because of his personality and his attitude, and again he has come so close to winning the East of Ireland. Another defeat by Alex Maguire. I think he's going to be starting to dislike Alex Maguire. That's 2 years in a row now he's pipped him to the post, but Keelan will get there eventually. We're all certain of that. Some fantastic golf, and Sam Murphy as well to get to that playoff. Fantastic week of golf. So congratulations to those two guys as well. And congratulations to everyone at Baltray. The weekend was fantastic. Course looked in absolutely pristine condition. Another fantastic East of Ireland held there, so congratulations to all the green staff and everyone involved with Baltray Golf Club. We'll also now turn our attention to the Connacht Women's Over 18 Senior Open Championship. So Suzanne Corcoran took the senior title here, and Louise Butler took the junior title. So Suzanne Corcoran, who hails from Portumna Golf Club, carried a 72 to finish on level par and secure the win at Loughrea Golf Club, which is a course I'm very familiar with. Fantastic golf course in Loughrea in Galway. She now ramps up her preparations for the European Senior Women's Championships in Douglas on the 15th of June. Some fantastic golf there around Loughrea, so congratulations to Suzanne Corcoran on that victory. Louise Butler, who hails from Gort Golf Club, claimed the Connacht Women's Over 18 Junior Open Championship with a round of 83 on plus 11. Fantastic golf there from Louise. The Shannon native, who has only returned to golf in recent years, held off the challenge of Tanya White from Loughrea, the local challenger, for an impressive 5-shot win. So congratulations to both Suzanne and Louise there, and some fantastic golf around a fantastic golf club there in Loughrea. In other news as well, we have 2 qualifiers for some big tournaments. We'll start off with David Carey. David Carey has qualified for this weekend's RBC Canadian Open. Carey carried an impressive 5 under par around Coppenwood Golf Club before coming through a 4-man playoff to qualify for the event. Those qualifying events are always in crazy scoring, shooting 5 under and still having to go to a 4-man playoff to qualify. for the RBC Canadian Open, which is just incredible golf. So congratulations to David. Keep an eye out for him if you're watching the RBC Canadian Open. Fantastic golfer. And we all wish him the best here. And also Aine Donegan, who will make her debut amongst the pros in a major at Pebble Beach Golf Club after qualifying for the US Women's Open from Peninsula Golf Club in Monday. Absolutely incredible stuff from Aine, from the Hinch. She shot a fantastic round there, and to qualify for your first major and for that to be at the first time that the US Women's Open goes to Pebble Beach is just an incredible week to be a part of. So go out there and make sure you enjoy it, Aine. We'll all be backing you here from Golf Ireland. So yeah, I think that recaps all of our action from the previous week. As always, congratulations to all our victors, and congratulations to all the golf clubs who held events. It's not the easiest in these conditions to keep a course looking green and receptive, so congratulations to all the hard work that goes into that. We'll now turn over to our chat with Max Kennedy. Max, thank you very much for joining the Golf Ireland pod. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me on, Stephen.
Very good. How's your weekend going so far? Are you enjoying the good weather?
Yeah, I mean, the weather's been great. A lot of golf. Actually played Druids Glen yesterday. It was beautiful. So.
Is that the new revamped version?
It is. It was beautiful. So we got to get out there. A friend of mine got us out there, so it was great.
And what's the early reports are good changes for the course?
Oh yeah, it's unbelievable. It's really good condition. As good as Parkland as I've played around. So.
Nice. Very good. That's great. Do you look at you spend a lot of time in the States? The heat doesn't bother you anymore, I would imagine, does it?
I mean, we're Irish, so it's always going to bother us. But I mean, I think I've climatized a bit to it.
Yeah, I think so. You would hope so, or else we're all screwed. If you haven't acclimatized, none of us have a chance. But as I said, thanks for joining us. We'll have to start, obviously, with your most recent success, which is nice because it was only last week. You won the Ulster Stroke Play Championship at Clandeboy Golf Club. First of all, I know it's only been a couple of days, but has the win sunk in? Have you thought much about it, or is it kind of on to the next one? How's your feelings towards it?
Yeah. I mean, it's always, as I said, it's always nice to get a win. But everything goes by so quickly that you kind of have to, like, it's nice in the moment, then you kind of have to prepare for the next tournament. So that's kind of what I'm doing at the moment, just getting ready for next week. So yeah, like it's nice to win. I'd say it's sunk in. What hasn't sunk in is actually kind of the tour start that I'm going to play. I'm really looking forward to that, and a new experience. So that should be pretty cool.
Yeah, so touch on that for people who aren't aware. So that win obviously got you into is that the ISPS?
Yeah, ISP Handa in Calgrim Castle. Me and Jamie Butler he came second, so me and him got invites into that.
And that's an actual tour kind of sanctioned event.
Yeah, that'd be a DP World Tour sanctioned event, so it's pretty cool.
And is that your first time going on the DP World Tour?
First pro event. Yeah,
first pro event. Wow.
Yeah.
Is that it's only a few months away now? So has the excitement? I know it's still a few months away, but has the excitement started to build for that?
Yeah. I mean, as soon as I finished, it kind of hit me that I'm playing the tour event, which is pretty cool because obviously that's kind of like the dream, isn't it? Playing out in tour. So to play my first one will be pretty cool, and never know what can happen.
Well, I was going to say
Shane Larry a couple of years ago.
Absolutely, yeah. Never say never. I was going to say, what are the expectations going into that? Is it kind of like to enjoy the week as much as possible, take in as much as possible, or are you going there with let's give this a proper go?
Yeah, I feel like you kind of have to have all them sort of emotions going into a week like that. You're not just going to go to show up, but at the same time, it's a different level. So you got to be very well prepared and know what you're going to go in and try and do. So I'll go in with the best preparation and see where that takes me,
Absolutely, yeah. No, that'll be fantastic for your family and all that to get down there, especially when it's quite local. That's even better. They don't have to hop on a plane. But back to the Ulster Stroke Play, before we move on from that, you had 6 playoff holes to finally get the victory done. Have you ever been involved in such a long playoff before?
I have not. I think that's my first playoff.
Oh wow!
So it was mad. Yeah, me and Jamie were holding putts left, right, and centre. I mean, it was unbelievable. It could have gone either way. I mean, we were holding 10 footers to half, and then to stay in it, and it was unbelievable. So it was pretty exciting.
Are you friendly with Jamie? Do you know each other much before this?
Yeah, like I mean, we would have known each other to just chat on the range, I suppose. I know. I mean, we know each other a little bit more now after that. Something like that, I feel like bonds you together a little bit more. So that was kind of cool.
He's had plenty of time to get to know each other after 6 playoff holes, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
That was
yeah.
plenty
That's
of
right.
time to chit chat. What's the strategy heading into a playoff? Is it just stick to your game plan as it was? Does that then become just a straight matchup, kind of mentality?
Yeah, I feel like playoff holes are a lot different. It was weird. They're a lot different to ordinary like holes in competition. I just tried to stay very consistent, not try to go at too many pins because it was a tricky little course. So pars usually do it, and then if you hole a putt, that's fine. It just depends what golf course you're on and how you want to play it yourself. But that's how I kind of play it.
Yeah, I'm looking at your scores here. So round 1 you shot 67, round 2 74, and round 3 68. So even by that 74, you obviously felt very comfortable around that course and knew that birdies were there when they presented themselves.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a tricky course. Actually, the playoff holes that we played were probably three of the. Well, the first isn't too bad, but the second and 18 are very tricky holes. So, the playoff scoring wasn't as good as the actual scoring overall in the tournament. But the course itself is really good. If you don't keep it straight as I did in the second round, you're gonna make a lot of bogeys. So, no, it's a good challenge, and I feel like it lived up to the test for the week.
And what's the few hours after that win? Because it's a Tuesday evening. You finish up probably later than you obviously expect with a 6-hole playoff. What are
Yeah.
those next few hours? Do you have time to celebrate a little bit, or are you just sort of in a car traveling to the next destination?
Yeah, it was. I just hopped straight in the car, went home, got McDonald's on the way. That was my
Nice.
victory celebration
I think I'd
because I
be.
hadn't had McDonald's in a while. So
I wouldn't be a very good podcast host if I didn't ask what did you order, what did you get.
Big Mac,
Oh,
Big
that's
Mac
just
meal.
keep it
Yeah,
classic. Keep it
yeah,
classic.
just keep
Nothing,
it
nothing,
classic.
nothing
Exactly.
exotic. Yeah. What part of your game stood out over the week? Or over the 2 days? Did you feel like at Clandeboy, as you said, it's very narrow. So was driving accuracy or an accuracy off the tee a huge point?
Yeah, yeah. Driving accuracy. I feel like I put it really, really good. Even in the playoff. I think that kind of stood to me with how good I was putting during the week. So I feel like, to answer your question, I'd say I put it very good during the week. Yeah.
And what do you say to someone like Jamie Butler after a 6 playoff hole slugfest after that? Is there anything you
Yeah.
can say to him to make him feel better,
I
or is it
mean,
just a case of,
yeah, it could have gone like either way. I mean, that's just golf, isn't it? It's like you kind of have to use that to fuel you. He's playing really good golf. He won there last week. A win's not too far away again for him. I just keep going and use it as fuel.
yeah,
That's just going to
absolutely.
motivate you, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's transfer over to your college career, which I said fascinated by. You are a golfer at Louisville College or University, as I'm sure they would call it over
Yeah,
there. You've been there now 3 years. I believe you're a junior going into your senior. Is that how it works over there in
that's
America?
right. Yeah.
But I was checking your stats and your record, and you've only gotten better since you've been there. Your scoring average has come down every year, and then last season, a stroke average of 70.93, which ranks in the top 5 of school history for single season stroke average. And then you were named also to the 2022-23 All ACC team. Is that just because you're just getting more comfortable every year? Is that kind of relating to better golf, or do you just feel like you're just getting better as time goes by?
Yeah, I feel like it's a little bit of everything that you're saying there. Being comfortable in that kind of situation, and then just working, harder this year. I feel is the number one key. If you want to improve, you have to work harder at the end of the day. So I think I'm doing that pretty well. So I would say that's the main um, point of me getting better is just work ethic, I'd say.
And what's your daily schedule like then? Because obviously you still are very much a student athlete, especially in those kind of programs. So how many hours a day are you between studying, between going to lectures, and then actually golfing? I'm sure they're pretty long days.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if we had like a workout, we'd probably be up at 5, 6, and then you'd work out in the morning, go to a lecture. The lectures would be kind of 9 to 12, and then we'd practice from about 1 till dark nearly. So whenever that is, so it's a
Yeah.
pretty long day, and then we come home and go to bed and kind of repeat that.
And is that kind of what did that part of it attract you to heading over to America? Did you not realize it was going to be that kind of time consuming, or was that all part of the plan?
Yeah, I didn't really know what to expect, to be honest with you. I kind of love it like that because if you don't want to put that much time in, like you don't have to. We only have scheduled practice from 2 till 4:30, say every day, but then we'd kind of stay on and practice ourselves after that. Most of the team would. So you kind of have a choice if you want to do that much practice and if you don't. So that's kind of nice, the balance between not doing too much and too little.
And you obviously are a part of a team, which is fantastic. I think most golfers love being involved with some team golf. Every team seems to, and I follow a little bit of the college golf. Obviously, Lauren Walsh recently had huge success in
Yeah.
America with Wake Forest. The team seems to always be incredibly bonded and incredibly together, and you actually rarely see a team that isn't or doesn't seem to be, absolutely best friends with each other. Is that just because you spend so much time with each other? Is it because you all have that common goal together and you all know how hard each other are working? Is that how the bond kind of creates?
Yeah, yeah, no, it's unbelievable how tight you can get with a group of guys that you've never met before. Um, but it's fantastic, the team element of it. We do pretty much everything together. So having a group of guys that are like lifelong friends, and teammates is unbelievable. And I feel like you just feed off that in terms of your work ethic and how hard you want to work every day because you're not only playing for yourself, you're also playing for the team at the end of the day. So that's kind of cool.
And you obviously had some a recent success in the Aggie Invitational results there, where your team, obviously Louisville, won the team section, and then you came first in the individual section. I also noticed that your teammate Jiri Suska, apologies if I've pronounced that
Yeah.
incorrectly, but he was tied second. Did it help having someone so close to you, kind of chasing you, and that spur you on?
Yeah, especially Yuri. Like me and Yuri would
Yuri.
be pushing each other, all year. Even like since I came in, we just continuously pushed each other to just become better and better. And I feel like we've done a really good job at that. But whenever I beat him, it's kind of nice. But even to get the win, was a little nicer that week. So that was kind of like a double whammy.
Yeah, obviously the individual and the team success, that must have been incredible for also as you say, yourself, but the team, the coaches involved, and the school, that had to be pretty impressive.
Yeah, that was funny. Like even to beat Texas A&M on their home course was very nice too. They have a very strong team and a very strong program. So to go down there and do that, I feel is was quite nice.
Talk to me about the difference in courses, difference in play styles between the American kind of college circuit and then obviously playing back home here on the amateur circuit in Ireland. I think obviously what we would all expect is around Ireland you're kind of the lower ball flights, maybe keep it out of the wind when necessary. Whereas in America, I think we all have the perception anyway that it's kind of tee it high, let it fly. You can kind of attack a little bit more without the wind. Is that the case? Have you found that, or is that kind of a false narrative?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a false narrative. I feel like, if you go down to somewhere like Texas or down south in Florida beside the sea, it's very, very windy. It's unbelievable how windy it gets. I didn't realize it would be that windy. It's as windy as, any day in Ireland. But you also do need to flight it up because the courses would be a lot softer. You'd have to land it to a lot of pins. You get more spin on the ball. In Ireland, it is like about landing it short of greens or wedges and letting it roll up. So that kind of narrative isn't false. But overall, like I feel like in America, if you strike the ball well, like you're going to be the best in what you do. In Ireland, it's more about a feel and trying to get it around. I feel.
Is it hard to transition? Because even in the pros, we often see, like Rory McIlroy, for example, he doesn't necessarily perform very well when it comes to windy opens, or because 90% of the time he's playing in America and American courses. Is it a tough kind of transition to get back into that mentality?
Yeah, it's tough, but I feel like it's doable. I've grown up on a links all my life, so I kind of know the shots and know how to field them. It's just about kind of doing it on that particular week. But it's not easy, coming from America, hitting different ball flights that you wouldn't hit back here, and then all of a sudden trying to like alter your shots. But I mean, someone's got to do it, so.
It
Yeah.
must be a great feeling to know that you have all those shots kind of in your locker now. Whatever flight that you need to, you've done it before, you can do it.
Yeah.
And maybe, do you ever get to an Irish course when like at the moment with the weather, when it's sunny, it's firm and not very wind, and be like, okay, I might have an advantage here possibly over some of the
Yeah,
other guys.
yeah, that happens too. Because exactly as you said, like you just know how to hit the golf shots from being in America. But I think the trickiest thing is coming from America, coming back to Ireland, trying to hit it lower. I don't think it's a very tough thing to try and hit it high, but for me, trying to keep it low would be the harder thing.
And do you have any tips for the amateurs listening at home? What's your kind of top tip of keeping a ball kind of flighted and low, as you guys would say?
Yeah, just back in the stance and don't swing too hard at it. That's kind of what I do.
Yeah. Do you club up as well, or do you keep the same club?
Yeah, usually I club down actually because you're putting less loft on the ball and it might go a little further.
Oh, there you go. See, there you go. I would have messed up. I would have clubbed up. So there you go, Max. That shows the difference. Do you have a last thing on the American versus Ireland kind of courses? Do you have a preference in terms of playing,
Oh, I'd be like in terms of links or parkland.
or just even like the American style courses to the flighted down kind of shots compared to maybe hitting high kind of towards actual targets at flags?
Yeah, I mean I've grown up all my life in in links, so I'd be killed if I didn't say I love links more.
That was good. It was a test. A lot of your friends asked me to test you, and you passed. Well done. You've also been. I want to talk about your consistency this year. 8 top tens this year. 6 of those being in the top 5. Can you put that down to anything in particular? Do you just in a purple patch the last couple of months? Is there anything like that? Have you changed anything in your practice regime? Anything that you can put it down to?
Yeah, just say preparation for golf tournaments. Just knowing what to do before I even get to the golf tournament. I feel is a big advantage this year into what I'm doing.
And where does that come from? Coaching? Does that come from? Where does that kind of preparation come from?
Yeah, mainly from coaches and talking to them about different golf courses because they've been to a lot of places and seen a lot of places. So talking to them about the golf course and kind of quizzing their mind on where to miss it and where not to miss it in certain areas and stuff like that really helps.
That's fascinating stuff. You've also been selected to represent the international team at the Arnold Palmer Cup against the USA. That'll be hosted at Laurel Valley Golf Club in Pennsylvania in the States, and it takes place on the 8th or 10th of June, which is this weekend coming up. Each team consists of 12 collegiate men and 12 collegiate women. First of all, it must be a pretty amazing honour to be selected to a team like that, Max.
Yeah, I mean it's a big honor. That was kind of one of my goals for the year was to get selected for that team. So to do that and to be representing the international side next week is a big honor. Yeah, can't wait for it.
Obviously, the likes of Ronan Mullarney from Galway, he was on that team a couple of years ago, alongside the likes of Victor Hovland and Matthew Wolf, who was playing for the States. So this competition has bred some incredible professional golfers. Is that an added little kind of incentive as well for yourself playing in something like that?
Yeah, I mean, hearing the names that have played in that in recent years, and for me to play in it, kind of gives me another boost in confidence. The teams are really, really strong. Like master competitors, major competitors playing next week. So I mean, it'll be cool to see what they're at and see if we can get a win.
Is the mentality like that? Is that something that gets you kind of get your gears going? You're like, okay, now these guys are supposedly the best. Let me go and show them, what Max Kennedy's about. Or is it a case of like, oh wow, a little bit of a, not intimidation factor, I would say, but these guys are good. Like I really want to perform well.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of love competing against guys that have, played in these big competitions because at the end of the day, I mean, they're all human beings, so they're not as good as people think. I don't think they're good, but like I feel like the tour is represented as guys hitting good shots all the time. It's just not that. So
No, definitely not. Also, the nice little added feature of obviously the 12 collegiate men and the 12 collegiate women is not something that you guys get to do a lot in terms of team golf. Is that something you're looking forward to getting stuck into?
yeah, I've never competed in kind of like a mixed event before. So looking forward to that. Um, Kind of have an open mind about it. I'm not sure what it's going to be like. I think there's like a mixed foursomes and a mixed four ball, maybe. Not really sure how it goes, and then singles on the last day. So definitely looking forward to that and seeing how it goes.
Yeah, absolutely. What's the plan for the next few months then, Max? Obviously, your college year is over. You're back home for a while until you head back over in, what, I assume August or September. Is that when you head back over to college?
Yeah, about August time. Yeah.
By August time. So what's the plans for the next few months?
Well, after the Palmer Cup, we'd have British Am, European Am, and then we have a little bit of a break until well, obviously you got to get selected for certain Irish teams, and that'll come if you play good golf. So that's really and then the hand eye in August. So that's kind of my summer. I'm trying not to play as much as possible, but take a little bit of a break because as soon as September time comes around again, we'll be playing events pretty much every week.
Yeah, I was going to say, is it nice then to have the few weeks off when possible? I'm sure there's even just to rest the body and rest the mind.
Yeah, even though like I know I'd love to play in the tournaments, but I just feel like for me it's just better to rest and get some recovery in before a busy fall season in America.
Absolutely, it makes sense. Well, Max, thank you very much for joining us here in the Golf Island Pod. We appreciate you giving up your time,
Yeah,
and we wish you nothing but the best over the next few months. We'll all be watching and cheering you on, representing obviously Ireland at all these amazing events. So thank you, and yeah, we'll see you soon.
yeah. Thanks for having me on, Stephen.
We also have a new Irish winner on the DP World Tour. Hollywood's Tom McKibbon, who's only 20 years old, became Irish golf's youngest DP World Tour winner since Rory McIlroy when he slayed the Green Monster and claimed the Porsche European Open in Hamburg in Germany. Fantastic win for young Tom. He shot a 3 under 70 to win by 2 strokes over German duo Marcel Siem and Maximilian Kiefer on 9 under par at Green Eagle Golf Course. The highlight of that last round was the very, very impressive 205-yard shot around a tree at the 18th to 7 feet, where he calmly two-putted for that victory. I think a lot of people would have laid up in that situation, but Tom showed his nerve and his steel, and absolutely striped an iron to finish off that win. So huge win for Tom, huge win for his status on the DP World Tour going forward. Opens up a lot of doors for him, so congratulations to him and his team. And now we'll move on to our preview section. A few little bits for you here, kicking off with the Slice of Life. So that is from Golf Ireland, a weekly feature on Wednesdays, and this week it is with Brendan Lawler. So keep an eye out for that. Fantastic as always to hear from Brendan, and I'm sure he'll be speaking of his recent victory, which is absolutely fantastic. The St Andrews Links is on this weekend also, and East of Ireland champ Alex Maguire is teeing it up there, so he'll be looking to continue his incredible run of form with a win over in Scotland. We wish him nothing but the best there. And obviously Max Kennedy, we were speaking in the interview about the Arnold Palmer Cup. That is on this weekend, the 8th to the 10th of June, and we have 3 Irish participants. We've Max Kennedy, obviously as mentioned. We've Ryan Griffin and Lauren Walsh. Lauren Walsh was a member of the Victoria's Wake Forest team that won the NCAAs over in America 2 weeks ago, I believe, maybe last week. So it's a fantastic Irish talent on show there. Best of luck to them competing in what's a fantastic cup and a fantastic opportunity for those 3 golfers. So best of luck from everyone over here in the Golf Ireland team. And then we also have the Connacht Men's Amateur Open Stroke Play Championship that's taking place this Saturday and Sunday, the 10th and 11th, and is taking place at the beautiful Portumna Golf Club here in Galway. A course I'm very familiar with. I've been lucky enough to play it a few times. Absolutely gorgeous course. I can only imagine the conditions it's going to be in as well with the recent good weather. And plenty of stars playing in this week too, especially from last week. I'm just looking here at the tee sheets. Quinton Carew, Sam Murphy, Patrick Keeling, David Kitt and Shane McDermott, who all featured last week and all had good weeks last week, to name a few, are all participating in Portumna. So it's 4 rounds of stroke play, 2 rounds on the Saturday, 2 rounds on the Sunday. So plenty of action on show on Saturday and Sunday. If you can get down at any time, support and watch the fantastic golf. So the first tee time on Saturday is 7:30 a.m. And then the first tee time in that afternoon on Saturday is 12:30 p.m. So over probably 12 hours of golf on show, both Saturdays and Sundays, and also giving good weather as well. So if you can get down and support the players, support Portumna. If you haven't seen it before, it's well worth going down. Beautiful golf course, and hopefully some good golf on display as well. I think that wraps up our preview section. Thanks again to Max Kennedy for coming on. Thank you for listening. I hope you're enjoying the first few episodes. We're on episode 5 now, with plenty more to come. And we'll be back next weekend to recap all the action from Portumna. And we'll have a new guest as well for you to listen to. So thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week.